And it's something you find in this book, Sunset in Biafra by Elechi Amadi. When you move into that space and you became, just because of your numbers, you became the majority there. The people of that land now had to adapt to what you had. So your own understanding of living outside your space is to dominate those people, because that's the experiences you had in the South. Which, by the way, is the reason South people are vehemently, one of the reasons they are vehemently opposed to certain things from the East. Now, the point is this: when you get to a place like Yorubaland, whether it's Ibadan or Akure or Ikeja, Ikorodu or Epe, wherever you go to, the majority of the people there are Yoruba people. So what that means basically is that what you did in Ikwere land or amongst the Ogoni, you cannot do it in Yorubaland, because they are the majority in their own land. With those other ones, they were the minority because of your presence. By the way, when we use the word minority, because somebody wrote in one of the videos, it's not from a place of disrespect. We're not saying they are minor in quality. We're saying they are less in numbers, right? So when it comes to the way numbers work, and I say numbers count, right? We're not just counting numbers. It's because numbers themselves, numbers count. The way things work, and I mentioned earlier, if you read the Willings Commission report of 1958, if you have 1,080,000 people in a place, and 700,000 people of those people of that number are Igbos, and then the other 300,000 are different groups, there's no way the Igbos will learn anything from those people in their own land as far as culture or language, for instance, is concerned, because they came with their own culture into that space and they are the majority in that space, although it's not their space. Which is, for instance, why you hear people say things like Port Harcourt is Igbo land. It was never Igbo land. Port Harcourt and Enugu were created from the scratch by the British. There was nothing called Enugu town. It was created by the British. The same thing for Port Harcourt. However, the Igbos were the majority in Port Harcourt as far as people living there. So you now make the mistake of saying, because we are the majority there, we own the place. That's not how things work. And by the way, there was a categorization done, before the 1960s and 70s, where you will have certain groups being called Igbos, because, like I said, if you read again the Sunset in Biafra book, you will see how many of them began to speak that language. And it's a shame, really. And I understand the pain of the people in South. You are in your land, but you have to assimilate to the culture of guests. And then when a foreigner comes into your space, they call you something after the guest, because their own culture is the most popular in your space. That's what happened to those guys. Some of them even lost their languages, some didn't, thank God.